Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News starts right now.
It's beautifully serene in there. Just sad for a lady that's given her life to serve our country.
Stoic and steadfast in her memory, Queen Elizabeth's grandchildren stand guard at her coffin. Outside, long lines of mourners willing to wait upwards of 13 hours to say goodbye. This as heads of state from around the globe descend on London ahead of tonight's reception at Buckingham Palace with the new king. And our Kimberly Gill is outside Westminster Hall as our local live coverage from London starts now. Well, the death of Queen Elizabeth has set into motion an intricate period of mourning, which culminates tomorrow with a huge state funeral. And the Queen herself signed off on every single detail before her death. However, those arrangements kept under wraps until the sitting sovereign, King Charles III, gave it all his final seal of approval. Our Kimberly Gill and Tim Pamplin have been in London following the outpouring of emotion this week and join us now with the very latest. Good morning, Kim and Tim.
Priya and Kim, good afternoon to you. It is the top of the noon hour here in London. This is, of course, the final full day of the Queen lying in state. We're going to go ahead and take a look inside Westminster Hall now, where tens of thousands of mourners continue to file past her coffin. The lines have not let up since we arrived on Thursday, and as I look here behind me, it just continues to flow in here at a steady pace. Estimates have the line wait up to 13 and a half hours, and the government is asking folks not to get in the queue any longer. A moving moment with their matriarch, Princes William and Harry, both in military uniform, as Queen Elizabeth's 8 grandchildren stand guard over her coffin. The royal family's public display of grief comes as crowds file through Westminster Hall to see the Queen lying in state. Earlier in the day, King Charles III and Prince William surprised those braving the long lines.
I've seen the king and I'm very, very pleased.
I was speechless when I did it. I never thought I'd handshake the king. The first thing I said was that his mother would be proud, and he replied, "We were lucky to have her for 70 years.
With Charles ascending to the throne and royal family members taking on new roles, historians predict the world could soon see a more modernized, slimmed-down monarchy.
They're going to be taking part in all of the important investitures and things like that. But it's going to be different. There's no doubt, of course, it's going to be different without the Queen.
Preparations are underway for her state funeral at the historic Westminster Abbey. President Biden among the world leaders in London for Monday's service. It's where coronations, including the Queen's, have taken place for nearly 1,000 years.
It's said that up to 2 million people are going to be coming to the capital on Monday. So this is going to be a really important date in British history.
And now a heartbroken nation is preparing to lay their longest-serving monarch to rest. That's right, and the Queen's coffin, again, will remain in Westminster Hall for public viewing until 6:30 tomorrow morning. They are asking folks not to get in line any longer because that line is already 13 and a half hours long. We're going to come back to you again in the 7:30 half hour and be talking about the interesting and unique relationship between the UK and the US. Tim Pamplin, our photojournalist, will have that story coming up for you at 7:30. For now, we're going to send it back to Kim and Priya in Detroit. Live in London, Kimberly Gill, Local 4.
All right, thank you so much, Kim. We'll hear back from you in just a little bit.
Yeah. Man, that backdrop is just so gorgeous. I studied abroad in London in my college years, and sometimes I would just go there and look up at Big Ben.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I just thought it was the most gorgeous thing ever. So,
and you can only imagine just how sort of somber the mood is there in the last few days,
right.
And also the camaraderie as people are sharing stories while they wait for hours and hours in line.
yeah, somber, but then also like a celebration of her life. I mean, she was just a truly amazing queen that get rain for 70 years. Yeah. So just a little bit of both. I mean, I'm sure it's bittersweet to, well, it's sad that she's gone, but also just amazing to think back to the memories. So here at home, we are keeping our eyes to the skies on this Sunday.
Yeah, we are in for a warm day with some sun and clouds, but rain showers could be coming soon. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yeah, that's right, Priya and Kim. We're tracking a few rain showers on the radar here early this morning. Exact Track 40 radar from Flint working down to the east to Howell, right around Webster into the north of Ann Arbor. A few light showers, but that's it. And I do think we will stay dry as we head throughout the rest of the day. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. We have kept some of that cloud cover overnight last night and early this morning. Temperatures much warmer this morning than we were this time yesterday morning. 68 right now here in Detroit, 67 Ann Arbor, 70 this morning working into Port Huron, and 67 right now as you work over into Monroe. That cloud cover sticking around for most of the state. Overnight last night and early this morning, a very weak disturbance coming off the lake, bringing us a few showers, quickly moving off to the east. So the majority of the day is dry today. While we're into the 60s early this morning, we're heading for the mid-80s with that mixture of sunshine and clouds heading into this afternoon before better rain chances move in late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. I'll break down when you're going to need that umbrella and your complete full warn forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, ladies.
All right, thank you, Brian. Time now is 7:05 in the city of Detroit, responding after a water main break floods one Detroit street for a week. This is happening on Cruz Street in the area of Schoolcraft and Schaefer. The flow of water almost completely surrounded one man's home, and homeowners say their concerns are falling on deaf ears.
Somebody's going to get seriously hurt out here. Look at it.
William Batchelor has lived on Cruz Street on Detroit's west side for 2 years and says he's never seen something like this.
Well, I don't want them to get hurt, so I'll put these cones up myself.
These days, William says the road next to his home seems more like a river.
Day one, it was this. I woke up, I thought it was raining. And then day two, it just keep getting worse and worse. And it started bubbling and the street is cracking. Look at the street. When they go through there, that street sinks.
Neighbors say this stretch of road near Schoolcraft and Schaefer was just repaved. Now, it's in desperate need of repairs.
If I don't pay my taxes, they'll take my house from me. So I pay my taxes, and this is what I got to go through.
The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department says they were first notified on Monday and that an inspector was here within hours and determined there was a water main break. In a statement, they say, fortunately, no residents were out of water service. This is why the water main was left on. We apologize for the inconvenience of the street flooding. DWSD will make the repair early next week, and we will inform residents if and when they will temporarily be without water service during that work. And when it comes to maintenance, the city is hiring more than 50 field service technicians. If you're interested in applying for a job with them, we have info on clickondetroit.com.
And after a legal battle that stretched for years, the first mosque in the city of Troy is officially open. A special ribbon cutting took place at the Adam Community Center near Waddles and Rochester Road yesterday afternoon. A legal battle between the city and the Muslim group left the future of the mosque in limbo. But after a judge ruled the city's zoning code violated federal laws, the city of Troy agreed to let the Muslim group use the building they bought nearly 5 years ago.
Joyous feeling, believe me, great feeling, could not be better day than this one could be today.
Obviously, there are still legal matters pending. Tonight's not about the legal matters. What really matters tonight is that we're officially dedicating this mosque here in Troy, the first one in Troy. We're doing it with open arms, open hearts, and open mind, and I'm really looking forward to doing it.
Yes, as they mentioned there, the legal battle continues. The group wants nearly $2 million in for damages, court costs, and attorney fees. So far, the city has refused. 1 week after a break-in, a tutoring and mental health center is giving back to the community. Complete Clarity hosted free 20-minute tutoring and therapy sessions as part of an open house. Complete Clarity has one of multiple businesses that were robbed at an office complex in Southfield last Friday. The complex says they have made multiple security changes since. Well, happening today, Women Run the D is happening on Belle Isle. And a perfect day for it. All right, well, at this event, it's all about spreading awareness on women's heart health. So let's get it over to Megan Woods, who is there live with more information on this event. Oh, good morning, Megan. There's people behind you.
Good morning. Yes, that's right. So the energy, the atmosphere is completely different from earlier where it was just set up. Racers have arrived. You can see them lined up at that registration table, getting all their things, t-shirts, everything. And you also see there's some vendors setting up and things like that. So the women run the D. They have partnered with American Heart Association and the Go Red for Women campaign. There's a half marathon, 10K, 5K, and registration started at 6:30. So you see racers, everybody is pouring in. The race starts at 8 o'clock this morning. We talked to a heart hero earlier. There are 6 of them. They've raised over $1,000 each for this race, for the Go Red Women campaign, or Go Red for Women campaign. And later, in just a few minutes, we're going to talk to a racer. You may recognize her, but you have to tune in to see who it is. Back to you guys.
All right, that just sounds absolutely incredible, and it's so great to see so many people participating already. They're already out there.
Sounds like they have a DJ too. I heard some Kelly Clarkson in the background.
Well, you got to get the mood going before as you so casually were like, 5K, 10K, a marathon.
10K and a half marathon would be really hard. I could pull out a 5K.
I could do a 5K
yes.
too. Yeah, brisk walk,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
All right, well, car lovers,